So the next match we have here, there's slightly controversial elements in the real world that we don't discuss too much on this channel, so we're gonna try to avoid them. And the only thing I'm gonna say is that as of right now, we don't know. We can't say anything, but as of right now, nothing has really happened or come out. So it's still too soon to say for or against. You know what I mean? But because that's one thing. This channel, we try to not spread assumptions, misinformation, all that stuff. So you know. So anyways, it was the 8-man tag team match. It was the Don Callis family, which Ricky. Well, from the family we had Konosuke Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs, and then we also had Ricky Starks and Big Bill, which are the current tag team champions, going up against Sting, Darby Allin, Les Sex Gods with the returning Sammy Guevara, and the at the moment controversial Chris Jericho. The only reason I'm saying is because there were events during the match that we just can't ignore. That's the only thing. The only reason I'm bringing this up, because otherwise I really wouldn't. But for the match here, some of the notes I have was that Kyosuke did an avalanche slam on Darby off the top rope. So that was like, okay, Darby's dead there. We had Starks actually imitating Sting, trying to do the whole woo thing, and then like do the Stinger splash, but Sting got out of the way, so he missed there. Again, with what's going on, Jericho had boos throughout the entire match. Everything Jericho did got booed, and everything anyone would do against him would get cheers. And there were people with NDA signs in the background. There were chants about NDA and stuff like that, which again, goes into that subject matter. But like I said, it was affecting the match in a certain way, and there were signs. It's kind of hard to like not bring it up, But Takeshita grabs both Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin and does like a backward slam to both of them, which is kind of cool. But let's get the two smaller guys, right? We also got, let me see here. Oh, God, there's another part that was noticeable. So there was a part where Sting got Takeshita in the Scorpion Deathlock, while at the same time Jericho got Hobbs in the Rings of Jericho, or Rings of Jericho. But what happened is, again, so whenever Sting was getting the guy in the lock and stuff, people were cheering. Whenever Jericho did the rings, everyone was booing. And every time the camera was more, I guess, focused on Jericho, boo. Whenever Sting was focused, yay. Then the crowd didn't know who to cheer for because they're both on the same side, So in the end, Sammy does the shooting star press on Starks, pins him, and wins the match, which is kind of cool because we need these Don Callis fuckers to get out of here already, But overall, it's a good match. It's pretty interesting. It's kind of a shame with all the stuff that happened, because like I said, that's the thing. Like, okay, I'm saying I got no sides in this. I'm completely neutral until information comes out. I'll just say that. So I want people thinking that I'm either bashing Jericho or I'm on the side of Jericho. I don't know. And I know I'm a very huge Jericho fan, but that will change if things come up. I'm not above, like, I'm not going to be like, I don't care if he did this. He's Jericho. I love him anyways. No, I'll flip on the dime if things come out. Nothing has come out. Nothing has happened. We don't know yet. I mean, you know what I mean? It's been a couple of weeks, but we don't know how these things go. For all we know, a couple of months down the line, stuff could happen. But as of right now, nothing's going on. But I do want to make my stance clear so no one is saying, oh, Mark supports this or Mark doesn't support that. I nothing. I'm completely neutral until more information comes out. But it did affect this match and the background and how the crowd reacted and the signs and stuff like that. And of course, the media scrum, they kept asking it, and Tony Khan kept dodging. But in this case, I give him credit because again, nothing has come out just yet officially, So even then, Tony Khan can't really comment because it's the same thing. He'll be screwed either way. He can't be for or against until more stuff comes out. But anyways, that's I think that's kind of safe enough to cover the subject. Again, it's just subject matter we don't really discuss too much on our channel. It's just some of the things that happen in the world. But this is supposed to be a fun, entertaining channel and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, your thoughts on the match?
All right. Wasn't this match, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't this match originally supposed to be Kenny and Jericho for the tag titles?
Kenny and Jericho versus Big Bill and Starks, but then Omega got injured, so they changed all around to this.
I was like, I could have sworn there was a tag title match, and then I'm like, all right. I spaced on Kenny being injured.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the circumstances, it's kind of like, what's so funny to me is like, you look at the other, I'm basing it solely on the card itself. The match with like Jay and Jay Lethal and all that, that match was 100%, you could tell, slapped together last minute. Did not have any idea about it. Then the Keith Lee Swerve match also slapped together. However, those two were both slapped together, and this one was also slapped together. But the difference here was, unlike the other two that were slapped together, and there was zero effort in either of them, like barely any effort at all in their stories. Here, it seemed like there was actually like, well, I think it was mainly to do with the fact that like, hey, I think it was kind of like a consolation prize where despite it being slapped together and despite all the stuff going on with Jericho, I mean, not gonna pretend I'm not kind of a little bit happy to have Sting in the ring again. So, not much. It's not a huge like plus, but it's like, oh, hey, something kind of positive came out of it. It's kind of like, oh, well, hey, you ended up getting a Cobb salad instead of your triple cheeseburger, but at least they didn't fuck up the packaging, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's metaphor is not that great, but still, my point of it is like, you did something with nothing, which is better than the other two times. I do find it weird. This is something here's the thing. Again, like with Mark, I'm in the same boat. I have my own personal opinions about Jericho, not in particular in regards to this, why I don't like the guy, but that's me. This has nothing to do with this. On a personal level, this is just more personal reason I'm not a big as a wrestler, one of the top guys of all time. Maybe top 20 of all time. I wouldn't put him top 5 or anything. But on a personal level, whole other issue. However, something that I've been noticing, and I think that we can all kind of address it here in a kind of healthy way. One of the big issues that I have with the wrestling community is our inability to recognize and not like stop toxic people from being held accountable. So like we have this weird habit of going, hey, but I liked this guy, let it go. Because just recently, akin to nothing, all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, Velveteen Dream releases a video. The guy who was Velveteen Dream released a whole video apologizing to WWE and to Triple H and to Shawn Michaels and the WWE fans, and yet also still denying what he did. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do all this, but I'm sorry if the fans thought I did. And then, and the comments. And I mean, so many of the comments. I want to say like 68% of the 65% of the comments were, give him another chance, guys. Give him another chance. I'm like, did y'all forget what he did? And I'm not going to say what he did here, but you can look it on Google, what he was accused of and the evidence proving he did what he was accused of. And yet y'all are just going to be like, it's fine. Why? Because I liked his gimmick and his wrestling. No, dude, come on. You gotta have some, not much, some moral boundaries to go, wait a minute. You got to step back a little bit. If you work at a construction site and one guy has killed 3 guys with a forklift,
oh God,
maybe do something about it. I'm just saying, maybe write a report, maybe do something about it, not pretend.
Take him off of the forklift, dude.
No, I don't know. But maybe, just maybe, take away the keys. That's all I'm saying. Just a thought. People go, whoa, why don't we just take away all of our forklifts? I'm like, I don't, I think you're misunderstanding the problem here. Like, that's, it's like, what, Nick, you gonna tell me I can't drive a forklift? I'm like, I don't, you're not understanding the problem here. And that's one thing us as wrestling fans, we have a toxic habit of like, more often than not, forgiveness and forgetting, but automatically forgiving and automatically forgetting. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't. Sometimes you can't just be like, like all like.
Yeah, and then when it's someone that you don't like, then like, yeah, automatically guilty and all that, you know?
Yeah. No. And again, not automatically blaming and also not automatically forgiving them either. You can't do both. You gotta be like, wait a minute, guys. We don't know the whole situation, but until there's proof of it, we got to take it with a pinch of salt and not assume they're all guilty, but at the same time, we shouldn't really like plateau them and go amazing at the same time. We got to middle ground it. Just middle ground it, like be in that nice nest egg of gray of maybe it's possible. It's like, hey, I heard a rumor that Danhausen, I don't know, was seen at he was seen at an area where
beating up a man, beating up a man.
Yeah, beating up a man. Yeah, we saw him. We saw him beating up a clown at a kid's birthday party, and everyone's like, "Why would he do that? And why? How could Danhausen do such a thing?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And like, it's like clown killer, and you're like, "Calm down, dude. Like, you don't even. You're automatically calm down, buddy." I'm not saying it's to that level. Yeah, but I'm saying to automatically jump to guilt or automatically jump to forgiveness is like a horrible habit that we as wrestling fans need to get. We need to evolve, man. We need to evolve into a better mentality. Like just recently, there was another thing that happened in WWE, which I'm so beyond happy that this happened recently at, I think the last SmackDown show. There was a spot and it went viral and it was versus Imperium, Kofi Kingston, and Jey Uso. There was a spot where Kaiser, or this one guy, jumped off the top rope, and the way he was landing was Kofi was supposed to kick him in his shoulder. He off-centered accidentally drop kicked him to the temple.
Oh,
and he went down. The ref went up to him, shook him, and then immediately ended the match. Like in the middle of the match. And I'm just like, everyone's like, oh, whoa, what's going on here? But I'm like, but that shows the progression that it's become with wrestling. It's like, no, we know the history of brain traumas. We know this shit. We got to take this seriously, guys. Like storyline, all that, but
that's not good shit. You keep the match going while he's still breathing. You know?
It's like, it's like that. Or you could just do what Tony Khan does. And it's like, Matt Hardy, can you still go? Can you still keep wrestling? I know you just fell off a cherry clip. Spaghettios and purple colors. It's like, he said he's good. Keep going. Keep going. I once saw a rainbow. And you're like, classic Matt. Classic Matt. I'm like, no. I'm just saying, we as wrestling fans just got to evolve. That's all I'm saying. Just evolve. Cautious. Just take what I say to heart. That's all I ask. But honestly, like I said, with the match itself, for it being slapdash together, I think it was more salvageable than the other slapdash matches of this card.
Yeah.
So with that, I would give it a more of a praise. Plus, like I said, you got to see another Sting match. So yay! There's something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good because, I mean, doesn't have that many left. So might as well give him, whatever he can do.
Yeah. Just give him a couple spots and have him go like, woo! And I'm like,
hey. It was I would say it was a little distracting, with all the boos and all of that during the match. I'm the same way. I say like, I know nothing. I can't really say much. And also I also am one of the people that can separate the art from the artist. So, and I've always been that way. Like I said, I like Bill Cosby's works. I don't like what Bill Cosby did, you know? And I still made fun of him for it. But anyway, because it's messed up. But yeah. But yeah, that's what the problem with a lot of people in fandoms in general. They don't know how to separate art from the artist. And it's like they take things so personally, like they actually know them. So they don't know you. Go away. Just live your life. Anyway, this match itself, I know was frustrated at certain points though. Or was that the next match? All right, Mark, you have to remind me, which match was I really annoyed at the ref for? Was it this one?
I don't remember the ref doing many shenanigans in this one, to be honest.
You know what? Never mind. I think I remember what I was mad at. Never mind. Because it threw me. Okay, I remember now. It wasn't this match. No, this match wasn't so bad, honestly. It did keep cutting out for me a little bit, and I had to keep restarting it, so I did miss some parts. But yeah, it was okay. And like I said, the whole thing with the Jericho situation, and like I said, it was a little bit distracting hearing those boos every time Jericho pop up to do anything. But we got to see Judas. But outside of that,
we all hate the guy, but we're still gonna sing along to Judas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And there's one more thing that just popped into mind just now. Oh darn, with the booze and the NDA signs.
Mm.
There is a strong possibility that would have been there regardless of these accusations coming out, because of Jericho himself posting on Christmas Day his very shall I say inebriated messages talking about NDAs, so that might would have popped up too regardless. Anyway, how about you, Johnny?
Okay, so for this match, I'm going to be super honest. I was actually very unaware of the controversy with Chris Jericho, whether this situation is true or not, because it's still like, we really don't know what actually happened. But, I'm just going to say it. I was totally unaware about the controversy. Putting that to the side, the match itself, I don't really remember too much about the match, but the only thing I did remember was seeing, I don't know how great it was that Sammy Guevara is back in the ring, and he was actually really good in the ring. Like, I actually enjoyed watching this match, kind of because Sammy Guevara's back and he was doing his thing again. So that's pretty much the only thing I remember about this match for the most part. I was like, oh, cool. Sammy Guevara's back and he's actually kicking ass in this match. So that's all I'm going to say about this one.
Okay.
So let's see what the over-under is on this one here. Okay, so this, oh God. It's just I mean, again, what's going on is so awkward. But yeah, we all went with Team Jericho, but I'll say it more like we all went with
Team Sting?
Yeah, Team Sting. We'll say that. We all went for Team Sting, so we all get a point because they won the match. Let me just get the points here real quick, then we'll get to the next match.
One thing I do find it funny, it is kind of true what you said, Wendy, where it's like, you do got to separate the art from an artist a little bit, but I do also believe that the other problem is also fans have a habit of never holding artists accountable. Like, there are hardcore fans that don't hold any artists accountable. Hell,
unfortunately,
look at half, almost all Kanye fans. None of them hold him accountable. They're like, well, he made a fire album. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
He's nuts. Well, here's my opinion on them. They're nuts, and so is Kanye.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's so funny because it's literally like I literally said, like, the same people that crapped on Punk, that go, he instigates backstage fights. And I'm like, and then those same people be like, yeah, Jericho fought Brock Lesnar backstage at Goldberg. I'm like, what? So it's only when people you don't like get into fights. Got it. Okay. All right.
All right, guys, the next match we got here is Julia Hart defending the AEW TBS Championship against Abadon, which is making her pay-per-view debut. And, of course, with the House Rules match, I guess the opponent has a chance to add a stipulation. So in this one, Abadon's stipulation is that biting is made legal. And, yes, biting has happened in this match. So let me see some of the notes here. So I remember there was a part where they were both down or something, and when they get up, they both start kind of, I guess, circling and crawling around each other while giving each other, like, the sinister death glare, their variations, because, like, Julia has that kind of dark glare. Abaddon's got that wild kind of, I guess, zombie girl glare and stuff like that. We do have Abaddon just taking a bite into Julia's arm, and even though she was pulled away, she just went for that arm the second time. And then she actually bit on Julia's forehead and everything. So, I mean, yeah, she got to taste a lot of Julia there. And,
oh, gosh.
Well, yeah. So Sky Blue comes in because, of course, she's with Julia Hart nowadays. She's like, they should just call her Dark Blue. It's like Sky Blue and Dark Blue, the both colors, But anyways, Dark Blue comes on and shoves Abaddon off the ropes. Oh, yeah, Julia was actually Sky Blue was actually hiding under the ring the whole time. So she just came out of the ring out of nowhere and shoved Abaddon off the ropes because she was going to, I guess, go for the ropes. So she shoved her off and everything. Abaddon actually goes under the ring because she's not going to take that shit. She goes under the ring. She grabs Sky Blue, yanks her fucking ass out of there. And then we also got a part where Julia Hart grabbed her and bashed her head against the steel steps like 10 or so times and stuff, and then put her into the ring, and then hit her with the moonsault. Now, one thing I do see is that Julia Hart, I guess, botches the moonsault a bit off the rope because she always does it she gets the opponent way too close to the ropes. So people said that was kind of a botched looking finish when she did the moonsault at the end to win the match. And I remember there was a similar moment when she actually went up against Emi Sakura, and Emi Sakura kind of moved a bit and got hit. And people were thinking that, it was weird, or maybe was she trying to get away but she still got hit. But no, it's because Emi noticed she was too close to the rope. She purposely moved herself to make it look better. You know what I mean?
She was out of position.
Yeah.
The problem is that when you do a move like that, because if you ever pay attention to enough wrestling, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I've been such a veteran about it. With high flying moves in any sort of capacity, the biggest fear is you undershooting. So if you undershoot a move, you can really cause damage to you, damage to your opponent. You land in an unsafe area of the ring. There's so many issues.
Brock Lesnar shooting star press.
Brock Lesnar shooting star press. Rob Van Dam when Rob Van Dam did the 5-star, he didn't have enough space on the Elimination Chamber, and he landed his leg directly on Triple H's throat.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Like I said, it's undershooting because people don't think about that. That's why if you know, one of the things I do love that, I don't love it, but one of the things that Stardom that they do is they always have women surrounding the ring where they're like either rookies or they have factions or whatever, and they always gather as many of them together when they see a spot, so that way there's enough of them together that there's like a cushion essentially for whoever jumps. So I'm like, I like that they do that to add safety, not just also to create a barrier for the crowd too. But I'm like, that's the thing that unfortunately is a thing I'm finding more and more prevalent, where people are not understanding, like, when you do high flying spots, you need to know exactly how much space you need. And if you don't, you're going to hurt somebody. And that's the problem. You're either going to hurt somebody or someone. I just recently saw a whole backstage thing with Chavo Guerrero when he was talking about doing all the training wrestling for the new movie Iron Claw. And he literally told Zac Efron, he said, because Zac Efron didn't know how to do a dive spot. And there's a spot where he has to do a crossbody dive off the top rope. And he literally said, well, I'm not really sure, like, is there a certain way to do it? He's like, here's what you do. The higher you get, I'm standing, the better I can catch you. So it's the same principle. Like the high, you have to go up high to a certain point because then you have to fall at a certain point. It's easier to catch a ball going like this than a ball going like that.
Mm.
It's the same principle. So, unfortunately she undershot it bad, not horribly, but pretty bad. I'm glad no one got hurt though. That's the main thing for me. But honestly, I thought it was a pretty good match. I thought it was, I liked seeing Abadon in the ring. I love her character. I think her character is very underutilized on this roster. And I think she should be more prevalent on stage. I think she should be like more prevalent in AEW, like, make her like the female equivalent of like the boogeyman in AEW, like have her just lurking in the women's locker room and just be like, just them like, how cool would it be to have like a vignette where like Toni Storm's putting on her makeup and then she's just like, oh, could you grab me that, and turns and you see Abadon in the mirror and she's like, oh, and she turns around and she's gone. Like do something like that. Like that would be cool. Like do something like that. But that's me. There I go using my writing for Tony Khan, who's not going to use it. It's like, nah, just have him have tight asses. No. Anyway. But honestly, it was a solid match. Actually, I think this match despite the one or two mistakes, I think this was a better match than the Toni Storm Riho match because it had more variety to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my opinion.
It was nice seeing Abadon get out of the toy chest. So, because, I rarely ever see her, but it was so cool just to see her going up against Julia Hart. I liked the match, honestly. And, there was like, the spots you mentioned, it was coming back to me as you were saying it. Looked kind of botchy with that moonsault. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And I wish Tony would use Abadon a bit more, but I think she might be shown on Rampage more or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, but didn't surprise me the most is that I'm surprised Thunder Rosa didn't get involved, and she was kind of sort of involved with that.
Who knows what they're thinking at this point, but yeah, it was, I just can't with Tony Khan. I really can't. I suck at the whole booking thing, and I'm doing that with air quotes. But I think even I could book a better story at some point with some feedback from other people and say, hey, dear wrestling fans, help me think of some things here. I don't want anything fan fiction-y, like the whole and Andrade thing. But but yeah, I thought the match was all right. And it was nice to see Andrade, seeing Abadon, and I think she's like so fierce and crazy. Oh, I love it. So, like I said, so she doesn't have to be brought out at Halloween once a year and then put back in for the next year. How about you, Johnny?
Yeah, I liked the match. It was very intense and bloody. A lot of bites here and there, It was great seeing Abadon in the ring, and kind of like what you guys say, I would hope they would bring her out more and more, but Tony Khan we're talking about, so we're not sure about that one. But Abadon is a badass wrestler, and I think that it's cool that I think this is her first time in a pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very
Like,
good.
wow, not even in the 0 hour or anything. That was the first time she's actually in.
First time.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's pretty good. And, of course, Julia Hart, it's cool. I like her gimmick as well. So, very dark and all that. So, I like the match. It was a good, entertaining match.
There was one thing I was going to say which made me laugh. So while I was watching the pay-per-view online, I was also following another a Twitch streamer who was watching it live. And the part that made me laugh so hard was when they added the stipulation of biting. the Twitch streamer was like, I see you've gone full Pac-Man. And I started fucking dying laughing. I was like, the way he says like, I see you've gone full Pac-Man. I'm like, what the fuck? I was so dumb. It was like, because it's biting. I'm like, yeah, waka, 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 waka. Although one thing I think would be really cool, and now this is me actually being a booker. So I will say this. This is what I think should have happened. What would have been really cool of a storyline. Now, so Julia Hart's whole thing is like, she's a House of Black. She's like an evil witch kind of thing. And then she tainted Sky Blue, right? So what if it was like the mist poisons someone and then like she tries doing the mist on Abadon and it seemingly doesn't work. And then she does it again and then one more third time and then beats her. And at the end of the match, like you see like black stuff coming out of Abadon's mouth or whatever. And then it like, what it does, instead of her turning her evil, it makes like Abadon like subservient, like makes her like she's like, she is now my hell beast, and like has her walk around with like a collar and like I'm like, that would be cool. I think that would be a cool character. Her whole character, she's not human kind of thing. So it would be kind of cool. Make like a whole like evil woman faction. I love it. I think that would be a cool idea, but I don't know what you guys think. I was just spitballing here.
Imagine if Julia Hart had control of that kind of control over both Abadon and Maxton Impaler.
Yeah, and then exactly. She could eventually get a Maxi Impaler, and then like she could be like it's like, I am of the House of Black, but this is my call. This is like my coven or something like that. Like, or something crazy like that. Like, oh, dude, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But, too cool for Tony Khan, though.
As long as he doesn't try to do the Garcia dance, we're good.
We need to see Tony Khan now do the swerve dance. I want to see how
that might be more tolerable.
I want to see how he makes that one look awkward.
Now, we already talked about NDAs. I want to know who the fuck gave Tony Khan that Jamiroquai hat? Who the fuck gave him that hat at the press conference?
Oh, that was Tony Storm.
Oh, Tony Storm. She
no,
was wearing it, and then
it's just he didn't take it off. He kept it on for a while. Was the thing.
I know. I'm like, whoever bought that hat should be sentenced to war crimes.
Yeah, but it worked with her. It worked with Tony when she was wearing it. She took it off and she put it on.
Yeah, because Tony looks good wearing anything, but
and then he put the glasses on him.
Oh no.
All right. So anyways, all of us get a point because despite Abadon being awesome and stuff, like we knew she was not going to get the title, so we all went for Julia Hart. The house always wins. So right now the next match we got is Christian Cage with Shane Wayne in the background loitering and also I guess his mom, right? Oh, Shayna Wayne. That's the mom's name. Shayna Wayne and Nick Wayne loitering and going up against Adam Copeland, a no disqualification match for the AEW TNT Championship. And lots of notes for this one. Let me see here. Okay, the notes
I think this is the wait, Mark. Yeah. Mark, I think this is the one where I was annoyed at the referee for not seeing something that he should have been seeing.
Yeah. Well, I'll see if I can remember. Okay, so the note, and of course you guys can jump in any time. Don't just go by my notes. That's So we got Copeland leaping off the stands to land on Christian. We also got Christian shoving Copeland into the ring post when he was trying to do the spear. We got Christian stomping on Copeland's neck while he was on the steel steps, which of course is a big thing because I know Copeland with the whole former neck injury and all that. We got some candlestick action. So Christian got to, get the smackdown on Copeland's back and everything. He also hit the neck with the candlesticks. And the crowd is like, oh my God, no, I think I don't know. I think Adam Copeland was doing the candlesticks to Christian because the crowd,
he was
commentary was like, "Oh my God!" in front of his own son
he was
too. You know.
Yeah, he was.
I know. Talk about.
Nigel kept saying that stuff because he was hitting him with the kendo stick. He was hitting Christian with the kendo stick, and then he's like, "Oh, in front of his own son." I was like, I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, I wasn't got a name switch for that one. So anyways, Copeland is choking Christian with the crossface, but using the steel rod in there to help out and everything. And we got some steel ladders. We got Copeland trying to do a concerto, but then Nick Wayne comes in and pulls a chair away. We got Cage hitting him in the balls with a chair and everything. Copeland jumps over Cage, throws the chair to his face twice, and then they had a table, like, I guess, set up near one of the corners of the ring. So he threw the chair to his face twice. He basically just bounced the chair off his face, And then to these days, then he got to hit Cage with the spear through the table and everything. And then we got Copeland trying to pin Cage, but then Nick Wayne's mom grabs the referee's leg and pulls him out, and of course that breaks the count or whatever. And then we got a part where Cage is getting ready to use the table, and he starts pulling out lighter fluid and just putting it on there and setting it on fire. Well, like when the referee was saying, yeah, he's using a Homer Simpson amount of lighter fluid there, which is a good reference, And he actually slams Nick Wayne against a burning table. And the thing is, I don't know what happened there, if he was injured or not, for real. Some people think maybe he broke his tailbone or something when he landed. But I think yeah, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say I could tell you exactly what happened. So what happened was, that spot was actually planned out where Copeland was supposed to powerbomb him. But what happened was, and he set the table on fire, Nick Wayne's dumbass so he was wearing that weird jacket he was wearing? That jacket was flame retardant.
Yeah.
Only the jacket was. And he overshot the table, and he instead landed on his ass first, and his ass wasn't flame retardant. So
so that's what happened.
When he fell, so he literally burnt his ass. Burnt his ass because he overshot the table spot.
Oh God! I thought he was overselling it because the thing is he didn't really catch fire. I thought he was overselling it to at least be like, oh, okay, he at least burned his ass.
No, he actually burnt his ass. He actually burnt his ass.
Oh Jesus!
He needed a disciplining.
It's like I wanted to insert that clip from the Pauly Shore movie Jury Duty where they're playing it's all like, some people in the justice system, they don't all want people just hanged at the side. It's like, all right, sing along, everybody. Deep fries ass. Deep fries ass. I was just thinking about that when I saw it.
Oh God, I'm imagining Nick Wayne needs those cushions to sit on for a while. My God, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I don't know how bad it was, but I do know he did at least singe his ass. And that was the main thing. He's like, what? So he wasn't.
So it's just basically saying that Nick Wayne's got a hot ass.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That was the main thing. That was the main thing I was gonna say.
So anyways, Killswitch appeared on the scene, and despite that, Adam Copeland did manage to win and actually pin what's his name, Copeland, and get the title. But unfortunately, the thing is that we got Killswitch with the contract and stuff. He's gonna cash in, but and Copeland I think he was like down and out anyway. I think he got a beat down or something. He was down and out for some reason because I know he won, but he was still like down. So of course with him down, it would be easy to take advantage of it. So Killswitch comes in, but then like Cage is like the whole he owns him or whatever the fuck. And give me the title. Come on, give me the title shot. And I was really hoping that Killswitch that would be the moment to just, beat him up and stuff, but no. So Killswitch, or Luchasaurus, for people that are confused of the name change, he's kind of like, ugh. And he gives them the, gives them the title shot or whatever to the ref, and they ring it and stuff. And yeah, so I forgot exactly how it happened, but for me, I was kind of disappointed because I would have loved it if Copeland still won anyway, to really like just rub it in. Like, I won the first time. He tried to cheat, whatever. I won, whatever. But no, Cage beat him. Cage pinned him. He won. So he literally lost his title and regained his title the same night, and everything is the same. While they walk off, and Nick Wayne is all like, yeah, he needed help walking out. I remember, I did see that. He was in bad shape with that burning table spot. But yeah, that was a weird cop out. Like everyone was so pumped because Copeland won, and then like here comes Cage, and here's whatever. And of course, I'm assuming eventually Killswitch just has to turn on Christian Cage. They did that thing in Dynamite when he's talking, kind of similar to the whole Athena Billy Starks thing, that Christian Cage is like talking and stuff. I want to thank all the people. I want to thank Nick Wayne. I want to thank Shayna Wayne, blah, blah, blah. And most of all, the one person, all like really having it up. And Killswitch thinks he's going to get his due. And he's like, I want to thank myself because I'm just that awesome or whatever the fuck. And you can see that Killswitch is kind of, he's kind of sucking it up there, but he's not too happy. So, yeah, I mean, eventually he's gonna turn on him and things like that. So we'll see.
I think what's gonna happen with Killswitch or Killshot or Killswitch, whatever the fuck his name, Lucha Boy. I'm just gonna call him Lucha Boy. Lucha Boy is eventually what they're doing is exactly what they're gonna do is exactly what they did with Wardlow. They milked and milked and milked and milked and milked and milked until no one gave a shit anymore. It's like, now we'll turn him against MJF. It's like, dude, no. You had like hundreds of opportunities, and now it's like, that seems to be a reoccurring thing with Khan, is that he cannot, I don't know if it's, maybe he doesn't understand the concept of timing, but the guy cannot write good timing storylines to save his life. Like it seems like every time he does a match where it's time sensitive or it's a storyline where it's like, this needs to happen this way, he's always like, no, keep it going. No, keep it going. No, keep it going. How about now, boss? No. And it's like, boss, it's been 2 years. Okay, now we do. And everyone's like, oh yeah, that a thing? Okay. That's why I made that joke, but I'm not wrong. Eventually they're gonna finally give Hook a push in 5 years or something. I really believe that. Like, that's what they're gonna do, because they keep overshotting it. Like I said, by the time they turn Lucha Boy against Christian, no one's gonna give a shit anymore. And it's just as simple as that. Like, no one's gonna care anymore. It's like, dude, you could have done it here, or here. You had the frickin' spot at World's End, and then no. And like, I don't know. It was an okay match, minus the botch. Although there was one spot that did make me laugh, where Adam, he smacked Christian on the side of the announcer's table, and Nigel's like, you son of a, and he's like, shut up, Nigel.
Oh, I remember that.
I was like dying loud. I was like, it's like, you absolute son of a, and he's like, shut up, Nigel. And he's like, I was like dying laughing. But no, I mean, it was a solid, decent hardcore match with, again, Tony Khan loves his shenanigans. He loves his stupid shenanigans. Here we go again. Send in the clowns. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Wow, this match, it kept me engaged the entire time. I was like really, really into it. I was like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? And it was nice seeing Edge and Christian, fighting each other and all that. I don't care what anyone says, he will still be Edge. He's been Edge for like 50 years now for me. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I liked this match. I was really into it. I was annoyed at the ref for parts of it. I just can't yeah. Yeah, the ref was like not paying attention to something. And like I said, I've always hated those kind of spots. And I'm pretty sure it was in this match. Cause I was like, Mark, make a note of, and then something happened. And I was like, and I like, I don't know. Now that little twist at the end.
Yeah. I was probably in and out or something. 'Cause I know those last 3 matches, I was so invested I couldn't like do much notes.
Yeah, that was the thing too. And then there was I'm trying to remember because there was like so much in this match, but it was really good to me because Christian and Adam, they know how to put on a good match because they are veterans. Oh, Nick Wayne, who is just, I call him the Wheeler Yuta of the group, the Yuta Wheeler. He's the Yuta of the group, okay? He's the Wheeler Yuta of the group. And his mom, she's the CJ of the group. I mean, it's just, why do we have them here? Now, I still have mixed feelings on the fact that we just pulled like a Seth Rollins here and and had Luchasaurus coming there to cash in, or I'm sorry, kill switch, switchblade, whatever, to come in there and cash in on cash in and take out Edge there to to become the new challenge him for the TNT championship, but
Yeah.
he gave it to Christian, who is like yeah, I can do it, and he becomes the champion once again. I really feel about that, but obviously they're probably trying to set something up where Luchasaurus gets mad at Christian and goes after him, probably similar to how they were trying to build up the whole Billy Starks with Athena situation, which technically went nowhere at the end. So I am not going to have too much hope because, like I said, I have a little bit more. The bar for Ring of Honor is a slightly above, because they kind of try to do stuff sometimes, but I have no faith in Tony Khan with anything dealing with AEW. So this is probably going to peter out and go into nothing as well. And as we saw on Dynamite, Christian was like thanking everyone that helped him get where he was, but he didn't thank Luchasaurus. And it got even the crowd just cheering for him, even for Luchasaurus, chanting Luchasaurus, because they still don't want to call him Switchblade, Kill Switch, whatever his name is. Switch Kill, what's his name?
Kill Switch. Because it's basically Christian's finisher, isn't it?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm. Now, Wendy, I do want to explain that the reason that Nick Wayne and Shayna Wayne are there is because they're like kind of like the backup, like the personal concert or background music for Christian. So Nick Wayne is there to play the concerto, and Shayna Wayne's there to play the kazoo.
Oh, I see. I bet she really enjoyed playing that kazoo.
I thought isn't his name Killshot? Or is his name Kill
Switch, because it's named after the finisher.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay.
I didn't even think about that. Oh well. But anyway, I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna botch the story. That's just how I feel about it. Cause, like I said, they screwed up. Athena and Billy Starks was kind of dumb how that finish was. So I don't expect much with this either because it is part of AEW where Tony Khan does have more control, and we all know his mind isn't right. So But overall, pretty good match, entertaining all the way through. Ups and downs and all that stuff. I wanted to slap Nick Wayne, but his ass got burned, so I'll give him a pass. I feel bad for him. How about you, Johnny? What did you think of this crazy, exciting, so much going on match?
It's a crazy long match. I felt like it was long, and there's just so much going on that I kind of like. It's too much to remember, like what actually happened in the match, But Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, they were really added, very intense, and there was a lot of cheating here and there. And yeah, I did remember the part about them putting the flammable flame on the table, and then poor Nick Wayne got kind of burned. It's pretty bad. But yeah, it's a very good, intense match, and they kept going on, and that's all I can remember. Actually, there's just like a lot of stuff that happened in that match.
I remember that the table was actually set up twice because the fire just goes out like so quickly, so they had to do it a second time. I guess I don't know if they ran out of time to do the spot the first time around.
No, I think what happened was that they didn't use enough of the lighter fluid to keep the float to keep it lit, and I forgot what Adam said when he was putting it on again. I can't. He said something. They got to add more or something like that, but I don't think there was enough lighter fluid on there to keep it ignited.
I remember the commentary saying, "Hey, he's using a Homer Simpson amount of lighter fluid." I'm like, "Oh, I love that episode."
Yeah, me too. The barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I already said my thoughts.
And like I said, my opinions were very, very mixed about that finish. So
Give me a second. Let me see real quick. Okay, so oh wow. Okay. So this is a weird nah, in the end. Yeah, because all of us went for Adam Copeland, basically. So we all don't get a point. It's kind of weird because technically speaking, he won.
Well, technically, we should get a point because this is like shenanigans. We didn't know it was going to be like he did technically win the match.
Yeah, he was champ for
technically we should get the
5
point.
seconds, maybe.
Yeah, but he still won the match.
No, I'm just saying. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though he was the TNT champion for a couple of seconds. So yeah.
I mean, granted, he did lose the belt right away. I guess it's the whole thing. But he did technically win the match. So I guess,
so I'll give us all that one.
Yeah, because like I said, like when it comes to like shenanigans like that, that's why I think everyone kind of universally agreed. Like as soon as we all saw Kill Switch, whatever the fuck his name is, Lucha Boy. As soon as we saw him win the Battle Royal, we all kind of universally were like, oh yeah, he's going to cash it in tonight. Like, I think everyone kind of like, yeah, because I mean, Christian's defending his belt. Like, come on. But we thought it was going to be the opposite of like, oh, if Christian wins, he'll cash it in. And then he'll take it from Christian, but not literally hand it to him. That was just stupid. It gave off Andre the Giant giving the world title to Ted DiBiase vibes. How stupid that was back then. Anyway.
Hey, I guess wrestling is like history. It repeats itself, huh?
Jim Cornette was right about that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think we all had our comments on that one. So, so the next match we got here is Eddie Kingston going up against John Moxley. It was for I guess the Triple Crown thing, right? It was for the Ring of Honor World Championship, the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Open Weight Championship, and the inaugural AEW Continental Championship. And it was like the final match of the Continental Classic and everything. And I don't remember too much about the match. I just know there was a lot of chops here and there. I guess I was really invested in this one to really to put my attention elsewhere to put notes. The most I put down was that Eddie Kingston actually grabbed Moxley at one of the corners of the ring and did the whole chop-a-thon and just did that to all 4 corners of the ring. He was just getting chopped, toast, and everything. But that's the most I remembered. The only other thing I remember is that Moxley actually didn't bleed during this match, and there was no biting and other weird shit that he always does. Because you know how it is. If he can't use support, he'll just fucking bite you. He'll find some way to do it.
You know why. You know why. Eddie Kingston said, I'm not pulling that kind of crap. We're gonna have a legitimate match. None of this bull crap that you keep trying to pull.
Yeah. No, I think it was because
for real.
I think it was because he had to save extra. He's like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna bleed this match. I'll save it for Kingdom because at Kingdom, dude was like a gusher, like whole face covered in red. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But the shocker. Well, I don't know if it was really much of a shocker. It's what I was hoping for. Kingston actually won the match, and he won all the belts, and that's fucking awesome. I was really like bracing myself, like, oh, here we go again, Super Moxley, whatever. But no, he actually beat him. He took him down, motherfucker. He took that motherfucker down. And I know that when he wasn't in the crowd live, she would have been cheering the fuck out of everything, you know? Like, geez. Like, if they were doing the exchange that they always do, when he would have been there, she literally would have been like, yay! Eddie hits him, boom! Moxley hits him back, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, Eddie won. He's fucking awesome. And, yeah, I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it didn't, I'm glad Tony Khan was somewhat, no, you know what? He was probably too coked up when he booked that. That's why it was okay. Because when he's in his regular self, he would have booked it. No, have Moxley win 10 more matches in a row, But as he was kind of off his rocker with, substances, he went, yeah, who's the other guy? Yeah, make him win. That kind of So what are your
wrestler? You go first, Wendy.
Okay, this match here, all right. And I had some fun with it in some parts because I was kind of uninvested, but invested at the same time just to see Eddie Kingston because I guess, as we've all have said, I mean, ever since he did his stint in Japan, he's cool now. I mean, I actually really like him now. That they going up against Moxley, someone I don't like, that's even better. But when he was doing the chops on Moxley, it felt like Moxley trying to run away because he couldn't grab a fork in time to do anything to defend himself. That's the only thing I enjoyed. Pretty much anytime Moxley got hurt, hit, beat, slapped, kicked. Well, okay, I don't know about kicking. There was no kicking involved. Any of that stuff, I was in on it. And we all know how I feel about Moxley. So yeah, I was so glad Kingston won the match. I'm glad he has all 3 titles. Just wonder where they're going to go with that and who he will definitely end up going up against. I mean, what feuds will he be having? I mean, I know they kind of hinted at that, on Dynamite, but and I can't recall offhand, but yeah, I did like the match for the most part because Moxley lost. And any match where Moxley lost, that makes it automatically 1,000 times better, in my opinion. And now the actual technical stuff going on, like the actual real and non-biased reason, I don't have one. I'm just glad Eddie Kingston won, and I'm glad Kingston is just a better wrestler in general these days. All right, Johnny, I'm turning this over to you.
Okay, so yeah, I do agree. I enjoyed this match for what it is. I enjoy it because just for the fact that Eddie Kingston's in this match, and he's just getting better and better every time he steps in the ring. He's very determined. He's dead serious about this, so it's pretty good to see how Eddie Kingston is evolving, and he really wants to take all prisoners, like anybody that wants to challenge Eddie Kingston, come on, bring it on. And I guess John said, okay, I'll challenge you. Well, yeah, he lost. And the only thing I could really remember about this match is obviously the Eddie Kingston slaps or the Eddie Kingston's chops.
Hard.
Very epic. Huh?
Oh my gosh, since you mentioned that, Johnny, I just remembered something else. There was one chop that Eddie did so hard, it's like you could hear it like throughout the whole arena. Didn't it knock him down?
Oh, I think it did.
Or was that my imagination? I was imagining the chop hit him so hard that he fell down.
No, it did.
Maybe it did, but
okay.
This match, personally, it would have been kind of like a so-so match, but because it's Eddie Kingston we're talking about, that's what makes the match 1,000 times better because, John Moxley, like most people, we all agree, he's just very bland. He doesn't nothing's really special about him anymore. And we're all tired of seeing very bloody matches whenever he fights. I was actually surprised this match wasn't bloody, which I'm glad it wasn't. Because after a while, I'm starting to lose my tolerance seeing that like so many freaking times and so many freaking pay-per-views.
Moxley was
yeah, it
the
looks
modern
good.
day Abdullah the Butcher, basically.
Yeah,
pretty much.
but yeah, I don't know. They overdo it with John Moxley. But anyways, it was good to see Eddie Kingston win this match, and he's a very damn good wrestler. And I every time he steps in the ring, I think it has gotten to the point that every time he's in the ring, it's like it's a guarantee, like a good match that you're gonna watch. So I like it. I like it.
So hold on 2 seconds. Sorry. So my opinion was, honestly, I went in with low expectations. Not because of the two people in the ring, because, obviously I think if push comes to shove, I know how hard they can fight. And because like I said, I've said it before and I've said it multiple times, but it's true. And I don't say this just as a New Japan fan. I mean this sincerely. When you go into Japan, you either come out a rock or you come out gold. But when you go into the G1 climax, you almost always come out a diamond because you literally have fought in the hardest tournament in the wrestling world. And to come out the other side, and for the women, it's the 5-star Grand Prix. And the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is both John Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Because if you look at both of them, before they went in the G1 and after they went in the G1, they became better wrestlers. They became harder fighting wrestlers. They became stronger styled wrestlers. And this was like, it was great because it felt like an actual, like, old school wrestling fighting match. Like, this is like a match I would see like a Vader versus Stan Hansen, or like a Big Boss Man versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Like that's the vibe it felt with, but with smaller, but like that kind of hard striking. Like that's like, I know you got, I don't like Moxley either. Don't get me wrong. I can't stand the guy. However, you got to give him kudos in this match. He did put up a good fight. And I do think that honestly, this is hands down, without a doubt, match of the night, because it's so funny. I say this, but it's true. It's like, who'd have thunk it? Having two wrestlers wrestle would have been a good thing. Like, and that's what it was. It was just two guys wrestling their asses off. And like, yeah, like this is a great match. He obviously earned the Triple Crown. Kingston's finally earned the Triple Crown and the respect that he's rightfully deserved. I don't want to call it the Continental Classic, so I just call it the breakfast title because it sounds like the name of a breakfast special at a diner. All right, I'm sorry. You can't sit there and be like, you can't lie to me and tell me you couldn't imagine going in a diner and say, "Can I have the Continental Classic?" Tell me. You laugh because you know it's true.
Now I want a picture of Kingston at a diner with a Continental Classic sandwich or something with the strap on while he's like eating, like.
Exactly. He's like, I want a Continental Classic.
Here. I'm eating a Continental Classic. I'll have holding the Continental Classic, huh?
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Exactly.
That was probably a real bad impression, but you get it what I mean.
Yeah, you got to add more twang to it. It'd be like, "Hey, Moxley, you go come out of Joyce." Anyway, 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 but no, I honestly have like, I'm beyond impressed with Kingston. He's proven his worth. He's gained my respect, which I did not think was going to happen over the course of this.
I think he actually gained Williams' respect too.
He did. And the thing of it is like, it's hard for me to, I mean, obviously I always have a saying, and that is, PMW, when it comes to wrestling, PMW, prove me wrong. And Kingston proved me wrong. He proved to me that he's a good wrestler. He became a good wrestler. He wasn't a starting good wrestler, but he became a good wrestler. And he's proven it by winning this tournament. And this was a great showing of his skills. And like I said, I'm happy he represents. It's also kind of funny because he has 3 titles representing 3 separate technical brands. Because he's the Ring of Honor World. He's the Ring of Honor World. He's the Continental Classic, that's an AEW belt, and he's the New Japan Strong belt, which is a New Japan belt. So he has 3 separate company belts. So I think that is pretty cool because it does remind me of like the old school days of wrestlers winning in the territories, as opposed to when they did it with stupid Kenny Omega just going from company to company and having everyone job and him getting those belts. This felt like, oh no, he actually earned those belts, and I'm appreciative of what he put into the ring and what he put in this match. And I honestly think it's one of the best matches they've done in the past like year or so. Like I said, match of the night, great match.